Hello and welcome back to episode 6 of The Forgotten City. I'm Vic and you're watching yet another Let's Play channel. So as promised, I skipped over the wandering around to get back here. Did I promise that part? I promised the next part, which is that we're going to talk to the barkeep lady and see if we can talk a little nicer to her this time. Or maybe a little less nice, since I guess being overly complimentary was what put her off. Look, Whisper, I get it. But I don't know how to find you yet.
Handsome. Oh, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before. A certain learning and sophistication.
Alright, be cool, be cool. Oh, stop it.
What was that? Some kind of joke? If it was, it wasn't funny. I take back what I said.
Yeah, okay, lady.
Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened.
You want me to play hard to get?
Right.
Well, that's fine. I'm sure that my day will come.
You, Tantalus, cannot. Just as the ocean accepts the river, Can
you tell me about the pattern you saw?
You think you wish to know, but you do not. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more.
But I really wanted some Lovecraft.
Are ignorant of the
Okay, so as I was wandering to get over here, I did wander through the caves a bit and get lost repeatedly. And I noticed some interesting things, so let's check that out again. I think this way is not very interesting, so let's do it first. Actually, have I been up there? Yeah, just this guy that was apparently about to run off a short pier. Maybe I didn't go up this part. Alright, well, we'll do the part that I don't recognize first. I mean second. No, I've been here. Yeah. Torturing a guy. You know, the interesting thing about all of these statues, maybe it's not that interesting, is that it seems like so many of them are having problems. On the other hand, we now know that the way they became statues is that the statues from before came to life and shot them with arrows. Now this is, yeah, that's back to the market. Do you, though? Because you apparently can defy physics. There's no reason for you to be standing up. Found some denarii in there. That might be one that we checked out before. And it may not be coming through on the capture, but there is a weird sort of metallic slidey sound that I hear when I'm back this way. Kind of makes me think of the booby traps from Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail. The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Now, who do you suppose did that? That's right, it's Livia. The place is called Accursed. Here Tityos offers up his innards to be torn, stretched out over 9 fields. You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water, and the tree you grasp at eludes you. You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone that always returns. Ixion turns and follows after himself and flees, and the 49 Velides, who dared to plot the destruction of their cousins, their husbands, fetch again with incessant labor the water they have lost. I'm not sure I can call that instructive. So there you go. There's thing number 1 that I found. And now let's see if I can find my way to thing number 2. This is the wrong way, but there's the metal noise again. These caves are quite extensive. These guys are fighting. Got like a commoner type and a soldier type. And these people are cowering. Will she, though? So we got these vines that might be climbable if only they would support my weight. I wonder if I'm going to find something to modify them, or if that's a if you was a girl you could go this way kind of thing. So that's thing number 2. We do have one more. If I can remember how to freaking get there. I can't just follow walls, which is my favorite technique, because the maze is not simply connected. So instead I'm just wandering randomly. No, 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 no. Why was it so easy to get out that time? After I found my way to the 3rd thing, I kept going back to the 3rd thing. And now, it's like... I'm sure it's driving anybody who's watching nuts, because they're like, well, the turn is right there, and you're just not turning. Because that's how it is when you're watching. Nope. What am I missing here? The turn is what I'm missing. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Too bad I don't have a map. Okay, what the hell? There's like a whole nother branch of this place. And it's like it's hiding from me. It's not up here, is it? It's not that way. Maybe it's one of these. Yeah, here we go. So there's a woman over there, and she's looking at an icon of a fish, which may or may not be familiar to you. But we've got a wooden carving here. And I believe that this is how Jesus' name is written in the Greek. And of course, a wooden carving with a symbol of a fish carved into it. It looks like it might be religious in nature. And that's actually sort of reminiscent of another of the trials from, I believe, Grail, where Indy almost falls through the floor because he starts spelling... Oh, but that wasn't Jesus, that was Jehovah that he was spelling. Which incidentally also starts with an I in Greek. So, yeah, I don't... Oh, look at that. There's vines over there, too. Is that a graffiti? It is. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Countered by To the Lions with you, cultist. So there we go. I'm not sure whether she's in there voluntarily or not. Because she apparently is not interested in talking to me. But she's in there all right. I know you do. And this is... This isn't the way in. No, this is where I teleported to. I believe we read that. Why are there like sand bags and stuff stacked over there. Have I been there? I don't think I've been there. How do I get there? Do I dare parkour? Why not? Okay. Don't mind if I do. Oh, hey, that was a bunch of monies. Oh, I could buy something that costs 1,000 denarii. I have been here, right? This is the tower that goes up, yep, to the zip line. That answers that. And so then I think also, yes, I have been this way. You know, it's a little surprising that nobody's really impressed by my light stick, because it's way better than their light sticks. I guess it's been a while since I had a chat with Sentius. I think I could ask him some new questions.
Citizen. We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
I'm Vic, and we've had this conversation before.
We have? Wait, if I understand correctly, someone is about to break the Golden Rule, forcing me to create a portal in time to bring you here? I must have entrusted you with figuring out who the culprit is. Only, I assume we failed, and you had to start over. Is that about right? If so, what happened?
I couldn't stop it from being broken.
Ah, I see. Look, it's unfortunate, but all that matters now is that you make use of what you've learned and gathered and do better next time. Now, I assume you sought me out again for a reason.
What's your story?
Sextus Sentius Imperiosus is my name, though magistrate is the proper way to address me. Before I wound up here, I was a decurion in the cavalry of Imperial Rome, helping protect civilization from the barbarians.
What's a decurion?
It's a cavalry officer. I had 30 men under my command. This was my uniform.
Why are you still wearing it?
As magistrate, I usually wear a toga, but today I may need to survive long enough to create the portal for you, so it seemed prudent.
Just thoroughly reasonable, this man. How did you end up here?
My men and I were at the Emporium in Rome as honor guard for a visiting dignitary arriving upriver by barge. Now, the port is usually bustling, but just as our guests arrived, waves of people began running toward the river from streets and alleyways in every direction. They were trying to escape a terrible fire. Unfortunately, the crowd sent my horse into a panic, and I remember it losing its footing by the water's edge. The next thing I knew, I was waking up on a riverbank not far from here in the company of some stranger. I went looking for my horse and discovered that lonely temple. You can probably figure out the rest.
Okay, now I can tell her about the stranger. Great. How did you come to be magistrate?
I was elected 7 months ago, uncontested because of my command experience. Since then, there's been growing agitation for another election. They're supposed to be annual, but I agreed to hold it sooner, hoping it would placate my constituents. Unfortunately, it just seems to have emboldened certain elements instead.
Let's talk about something else.
Very well.
I'd like you to release Dooley.
You mean Duilius? Releasing him is out of the question, I'm afraid. That man is a liability we simply cannot afford. Perhaps you're not aware he was caught multiple times, sneaking around in places he should not have been.
What exactly did he do?
Look, I can see where you're going with this. You think me cruel. I assure you that is not the case. You may not be aware of this, but it was not so long ago, during the Republic, the law of the 12 Tables would have required that he be killed as soon as he was born, owing to his deformities. Here we see to it that he has food, water, and shelter, and most importantly, he is able to continue living. A privilege that would be taken away from all of us were he to be released and commit the crime of trespass. The man has no self-discipline, poor comprehension of what is going on around him, and is an incorrigible rule-breaker. I will not jeopardize the lives of my people so that one man can go free. Now, was there something else?
All right, well, so, I mean, that kind of confirmed what I already suspected, which is that I'm going to have to get Malleolus elected at least once in order to take care of some stuff. We might as well do them all, right? Can we talk about who's going to break the golden rule?
Of course. What is it?
I think I know who it is.
Yes?
It's the assassin who arrived in the city this morning.
What? An assassin? What are you talking about?
Apparently he was sent by Nero to assassinate someone in this city named Quinctius.
Then what are you doing here talking to me? Why aren't you out there trying to stop him? You'd best go. Quickly. As magistrate, I hereby declare him an enemy of Rome and authorize his execution by your hand. Forthwith.
How would I execute him?
Any way you can. Despite my weapons ban, it's been my experience one can always find a weapon if one looks hard enough.
Where is yours, magistrate? Come on, you're a reasonable dude. You've got one squirreled away someplace. Won't that break the golden rule?
I don't believe so, no. It's not a crime to carry out the lawful order of a magistrate.
Don't you need to give him a trial first?
So now you're an expert on Roman law, are you? Listen to me. We are cut off from the Empire down here, fending for ourselves on the brink of annihilation. If ever there was a time to dispense with legal procedure, it would be now. Think of it as an act of preemptive self-defense. Think of the lives you'll be saving.
And this is the danger of rationalization. Fair enough. I'll take care of it.
Thank you. Please act quickly before it's too late.
I'm pretty certain I know how that story ends, but we'll come back to that later. He wasn't going to talk to me about anything else, so I want to go and just have another chat with Equitia. Damn it, woman. Where is she hanging out now? Are you upstairs? Or are you in a completely different part of town? See, like, what is with these halls? This is a useless space. I guess one of these times I am going to have to do a crime and not get caught and see what happens. Alright, quest log. No. 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 There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Still no? Really? But it's all highlightified and everything. That other one was highlighted. Alright, don't go that way. Ah, here she is. Hey, lady.
Ave again. Did you find what you need?
I've been asking people about how they wound up here.
Did you notice anything?
Some people mentioned an encounter with a stranger on the riverbank.
Yes, I also had such an encounter. What else?
I guess there's more to find.
There are definite. Keep asking. Livia's fate.
Okay.
Come back to me.
So who have I not talked to about it yet? I suppose there's Galahuzit. Ooh, is there an inn there? How come I haven't checked out the inn there? Well, maybe that's why. How come you two are standing in the same pose? What are the odds of that? Yes, I can hear you. More Vineses? Oh, what do we got here? Ulpius loves Scintilla. Corrected to Ulpius killed Scintilla. Scintilla is the missing daughter of Sentius? Is that right? Isn't there... Here it is. Now, where's my farmer friend? I think he hangs out down here, right? There's a duck. Honk. Oh, it's a goose. Hyonk, hyonk. Why not? Where is he, though? Why isn't he down here scolding me for taking them eggs? That's just reflections off the water. Alright, well, if he's not down here, is he hanging out up there? It's off this way. I've definitely been this route before. But not this loop. I don't need more bottles of wine. Okay. But you can whisper to me, so... Tell me where to find you, maybe?
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
A fortune.
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius.
I need some silphium resin.
Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii.
How would I come up with 1,000 denarii?
That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job, work hard and save your coins, you should be able to afford it within, say, 5 years?
1,500 days? I'm not even going to get paid a denarii per day? Fine, here's 1,000 denarii.
You have it. I'm impressed.
Great. Gimme.
Pleasure doing business. Can I help you with anything else?
I'll be back.
Malleolus.
I said...
Certainly.
I'll be
Very
back.
well.
Thank you. Now...
Ixion turns.
Ixion is a summon. So I don't know what that means. Ixion turns.
What are you doing in here? Can't you She needs the resin of a plant called
Here you go.
What? Quick, give it here. Yulia, Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you.
Do we need stage directions?
Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing, and at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
I'm a time traveler.
A what? I'm sorry, I must have misheard you. I think it's your accent, because it sounded like you said time traveler. But whatever kind of traveler you are, that was like the gods hearing my prayers and intervening. You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her, and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need.
Did we already learn what we need to
I
learn from
appreciate
her?
it.
Yeah. How'd you end up
My
here?
husband and I would have, so as
Yeah.
if I could, the next thing. That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
Cool. Hey, Yulia.
Oh, it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me, I suppose. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest.
Can I ask what happened to you?
As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk about it. Please, no more questions.
All right, let's talk about something else.
Thank you.
What's your story?
You mean my life story? Oh, well, I grew up as part of a big family in Rome. Me and 3 older sisters. Our father found good husbands for my sisters, but I wasn't cut out for that kind of life. So he found me a job as a scribe for a prominent merchant. It was a good life for a while, until 7 months ago when the fires came. My colleagues and I worked desperately to try to protect our warehouse. We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan, but they fell on deaf ears. The fire was relentless and it claimed everything and everyone. Well, almost everyone. My employer told me to grab what valuables I could and flee for the Tiber with the crowds. I remember diving into the river and then... the next thing I knew, I was waking up on the riverbank not far from here.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. But to be honest, sometimes I think dying in that fire might have been a blessing, given what's happened since.
So, a river, a coin, a memory lapse, and a stranger helping them. I'm starting to wonder if we're all dead. What happened here?
I can tell you, but it's a long story.
I have all the time in the world.
All right. I'd been here about a week when it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe and I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did.
Why would he lend you so much money?
I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia. And she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was? Hemlock. Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black eyes, and she laughed. She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only, he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning.
Did you try to get out of it?
Of course. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the Golden Rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife Claudia was just as bad. She sent me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock.
I see.
I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid.
Well, I'd say you were desperate. So what'll happen to you now?
When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course.
Can I do anything to help?
I doubt it. It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen for me, for trying to escape. At least until someone breaks the Golden Rule. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad.
How much would it cost to buy your freedom?
A lot. But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last night. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and Aurelius set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me. He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my promise to him.
Perhaps I can help him too.
I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why you seem so determined to help me, but thank you.
I'll see what I can do.
All right, but please don't take too long.
I'll be going now.
All right. Thank you again for saving my life.
And with that, we are all out of time for episode 6. So come back and see me again in episode 7. And, I got distracted by the butt plug looking thing on the table. in episode 7, we'll head back to Aquitia again and report the new things and see if she can confirm my theory that we are dead. I'll be going now.